Welcome back, everyone, on this historic day. We still have 20,000 viewers just on Twitch who tuned in for this interview, and that's because the man who now joined us made history. Magnus, congratulations on the win. You made history by winning the first ever Speed Chess Championship match without a loss. Dude, once you got rolling, what was different today?
Yeah, I think I managed to calm down a lot better than I did the last time. Also, exactly what you mentioned, the undefeated record. Um, I think in these matches, like losses can unsettle you quite a bit, and there were some positions that I wasted where I was winning, but generally, yeah, when you don't lose, you don't tilt, and
Yeah.
that helps quite a lot. I was There was one game that I was actually very happy with, which was the first, maybe not the first, but the Petrov where I got knight against bishop as well as queen and rook. A very symmetrical position. I think I played that game very well. Like normally, I'm not happy with games, but that's one that I was really satisfied with.
Danya and I pulled up this game here because it felt like at the time this was a game where a lot of players might see this position peter out to a draw. But how early had you spotted this G5 breakthrough idea, regardless of whether it's a forced win or not, but the practical pressure that then put on Fabi to defend? And what would you say in this position was key to pulling away the victory?
I mean, to be honest, at this point, I was cruising a little bit, just trying to play it
Yeah,
safe, take any chances that I could find. And yeah, immediately when we got to this position, King C6, I was thinking like,
yeah,
G5 looks tempting. Let's see if it works. And I mean, I did have, I think, like 40 to 50 seconds. So the calculation, like making sure it doesn't lose, was pretty straightforward. But yeah, it was a big moment. It's very, very easy to play King F3, King E4
right.
automatically here, and then the chance is gone. I guess it was a draw later, but all you need is just a little bit of hope there to make. Yeah, you just need to make sure the game continues instead of
And is that
instead of
because if
becoming an instant
King
draw.
of three is met by Bishop D8, and then all the chances are gone? Is that the point?
Yeah, or King D6. They both
Got it.
prevent all these chances. Now you can just wait forever.
Got it. Okay, you played G5. Danya, did you have another chess? I mean, there's so many games we would keep you
There,
for hours. But Danya, what else would we
I'm gonna
pick
ask.
Magnus's brain about?
I'm gonna ask a general question about the opening, Magnus.
Yep.
First, your general take on how the openings went, and then more specifically, how would you compare the openings in this match to what you guys had in the 2016 World Championship? And did you use any leftover prep for this match?
2018 match that is.
2018. Jesus, it's been a long
Long,
day.
long, long
We've
time
watched you
ago.
win for so long, Magnus.
Yeah. Um, well, I have to say that before the match, I thought his only chance was to hit me in the openings, especially with the white pieces. So I didn't really think too much about my white games. I just wanted to be solid as black. And yeah, I played fairly serious openings. I mean, this martial stuff is obviously very similar to what I played in the match against Jan last
Yeah.
year. So yeah, I definitely took the match seriously in that sense. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't lose in the openings because I thought as long as I survived the openings, then I'm a huge favorite. So I was happy with that. He was kind of moving around a bit, but apart from like that one game where he played the Scotch Gambit, he never really got anything special.
Yeah, we nice to hear you say that. We predicted that this would be kind of some heavyweight opening prep. And let me ask, so you had a mindset not wanting to be worse out of the opening, but when you're looking at the openings to bring to an SCC match, are you playing different openings than you would in a classical match, or is that not part of the decision? It's just about the quality of the opening. You're not choosing based on the time control.
I guess it's right. I was trying to play fairly simple positions, relatively technical, often symmetrical positions. I thought those would suit me well because he's often pretty good in complicated positions where he can use his calculating ability. But as Blank, yeah, I was just trying to play openings that I consider sound, and in that sense, there was no difference from classical record chess. Yeah.
Magnus, we have another featured chat question. I asked you the exact same question after your Gukesh match. Did you? What was your routine like before this match, and did you change anything up as compared to the match with Gukesh?
Yeah, I changed a little bit. Like last time, I had one big meal and one like relatively small meal before the match. That match was also 2 hours earlier. This time I wanted to have two big meals just to make sure I retained energy all the way.
The routine, different or not, was obviously affected today. I'm gonna ask a question from Robert Hess, who wants to know whether you watched the Mogul Chessboxing event on Sunday.
Oh yeah, I did. Well, I didn't watch the last couple of cards, but I did watch the big chess ones, and yeah, it was. I'm obviously gutted for Lawrence that he lost so quickly, but what Armand did was incredible. I mean, to be honest, like up to that point, it had not been tremendously exciting, but that and then the Andrea Dina fight afterwards, like it was just two amazing shows of entertainment in a row. Like I was like, it was pretty late here, I gotta say, but I was just literally up from the couch cheering him on.
I was too, and I have to ask the follow-up just because that way you can, set the crowd to rest. Would you ever consider something like that, even if it wasn't chess boxing, a physical match with a chess match combined?
I'm not gonna say 100% no, because who knows, like what my mindset will be in the future. But at the moment, I'm no such fan.
If you had to choose, was there someone you would chess box besides me, obviously?
Oh, I don't know. That we would have to see, but yeah, don't count on it.
Okay.
Maybe you'd hit Lawrence Trent when he's down.
Yeah. Well, no.
I don't think so.
I agree. The Amon performance was crazy. Andre was amazing. It's cool that you watched. I have another question. I want to stay on this historic day, Magnus, because this was incredible, and we were going nuts. And you said in the interview you had with Lex Fridman on his podcast a couple months ago that, to paraphrase something you said yourself, something about even if you're maybe not playing at your peak that you once were as a player, that you found that over time you've become more consistent. Maybe you make less mistakes, and you have some awareness of some things that you didn't as a younger player, even if you aren't at your peak anymore. Today, you didn't lose a single chess game, and Johnny and I marveled at several moments where you could have maybe pushed a little too hard, but you didn't. You made a transition into a safer spot. What can you say about that? What's come with your experience over time and the statistical improbability? I made a point to say, I don't know that anybody is ever going to do what you did today again. So what are your thoughts on what you were able to accomplish today without losing a game, and your experience that's kind of helped you get here?
No, that's the thing, though. I mean, I don't remember what I told Lex, but generally I don't agree that I'm more consistent than I used to. I feel like my lows are a little bit lower now than they used to be. as in terms of going undefeated, at some point it definitely became a goal. And as you said, in some games I chose the safe path, knowing that I could do something that I didn't know that it hadn't been done before, but it certainly hadn't been done against somebody as strong as Fabi. So yeah, at some point it was basically all that I was all that I was playing for. First, towards the end of the Blitz, I thought it would be really cool not to lose any games, and then when the Bullets started, I kind of thought I'm probably going to get the random loss here or there, but towards the end, I was checking the clock, just seeing how many games were left and seeing if I could run it out and so on. And I think when you have these long matches, especially when they're decided pretty early, you got to set yourself goals to make them more interesting. And I understand that for Fabi this was agony, but for me this was motivation to try and keep my level up, and just it's easy for both to let go of the rope, like you have seen in a lot of matches that the level drops drastically, and the level did drop a little bit, but I still felt that I kept it up better than I usually do.
Mm-hmm. Magnus, final question for me: are you going to watch the Argentina Croatia highlights, or did you record the game?
No, I'm not that into it, to be honest. Like I'll watch the games if it sort of fits my schedule. Like I've enjoyed it, but I don't like amend my schedule to watch it. So I'll certainly watch some highlights, but I'm completely fine with not watching it on demand. But just in case there are people here in the chat or watching this video who have watched chess instead of football and have recorded the game, I will obviously not spoil anything.
Yeah, there's still 12,000 of them with us. Many chose to watch this instead of the game, or maybe they had both on. But Magnus, you did keep yourself motivated throughout, and you put on a show for the fans that will forever be remembered. And thank you for doing that. We will obviously see you coming up. So my last question before we bring it out is MBL or so. The last time you played in SCC, I know you have the memory versus Maxime in your mind. Do you want another chance at Maxime, or who are you looking forward to playing?
Yeah, sure. I mean, beating Maxime wouldn't be a revenge, but it would be a step towards redemption at the very least. So definitely hoping to play him. But honestly, I think the match is a toss-up. I think Wesley has played poorly recently in speed chess, but he showed during the Global Chess Championship what he can do. So he definitely has the ability to win, even by a big margin if he's at his very best. So it's going to be interesting to see whether he can rediscover his form, because he really needs it for this one.
Yeah. All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck in that match, regardless of who it is. Fans, it'll be later this week when that's happening. Of course, stay tuned. We'll let you know. But Magnus, again, thank you for the show today. Thank you for the interview, and hope you enjoy the rest before we see you in your next semifinal matchup.
Yeah, and thank you also very much for running this interview past the start of Title Tuesday, so I'm not tempted to go and play that and ruin the good feeling. So thank you guys.
Okay, you're welcome then.
You're very welcome.
We did Hikaru a favor. I guess we kept you a little longer. So see you, man.
Thanks,
Magnus.
Bye.